Yo, what's up guys, Terrell here on Terrell Game Vlogs. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm pretty tired, but Bakuman Season 3 Episode 9 came out, so I am going to talk about it. Surprisingly, there's not really too much that happens more than Saiko and Shujin acknowledge his bullshit and believe that's not how you do it. You're supposed to have pride and shit. Namine is on some bullshit, honestly. And they're just kind of like, let's see how far you get. Because they see the problems with working. And the way he actually does his manga is essentially, he doesn't do any work. Literally, it's kind of retarded. It's like, it brings up the question, why in the flying fuck does Namine even count as a manga author when these other people... Okay, pretty much, Namine is the result of what Shujin and Saiko has with their series. You know how you have certain fans who develop their mindsets from their certain series, like how I say I was inspired by certain portions of One Piece, or people say they were inspired by Naruto. I guess this is what shows what happens when you inspire someone through a sinning-ish type of manga. And Namine was inspired by money and intelligence. What was it, like money, power, and intelligence? And Namine is honestly a product of Shujin and Saiko's naivety. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Which brings up the question, there are people who committed mass murders from being inspired by seinen. Probably so. I mean, you got this kid who was inspired literally by something that wasn't even that dark, but it ended up being enough to develop this warped sense of mind. Because the problem is, I don't think manga authors really think about the repercussions of their series. They're really just thinking about a series that's interesting or something that fits their style. I mean, manga artists are worrying about so many other things in their fucking profession that the last thing they're really thinking about is what kind of effect this is going to have on kids. Well, I'm not going to say it's the last thing, but it's a part of the last thing. So I guess in that aspect, it's interesting to have a rival who's really born from... whose mindset comes from a series they created, even though they don't know anything about it. As far as the Hiruma gag in the middle of the episode, that's a little disheartening because I was kind of like, you would think after all that bullshit, Yoshida would learn to leave the man alone when it came to Aoki, because they're still... The thing is that he's still using Aoki as a way to fuck Yoshida, to fuck Hiruma over. I'm just like, let the dude play his game, and if he fucks up, he fucks up. And I think Yoshida will probably be part of the reason why he fucks up. Also, the fact that Kosugui, which I believe is the name of Namine's editor, finds out about his little ruse, and it explains why Kosugui, and even Nizuma picks up on it, that the problem with Namine's work is that it has no soul. It's created by a whole bunch of random motherfuckers, and there's no real identity to it. Also, when you waste the pride of you can't call yourself a manga author when you're not doing anything. Essentially, all he came up with is all I think he came up with is the concept. Everything else, and at this point, it's being reworked in so many different ways and shit that it's no longer his story. And they even mentioned that Namine has almost the same problems as Shujin does, and when it comes to writing the story, even though technically Shujin isn't writing even though Namine isn't technically writing the story, quote unquote, because he's so weak on his characters. And I guess that's the unorthodox battle manga, to have the series based around the character instead of the character based in the series, of like a pre-established series, like how Luffy's based in the world of pirates, instead of the world being based around the character himself. Which honestly I think is a very interesting idea. And if anyone knows a manga that does that, that'd be pretty interesting. I'm thinking of it more of like, maybe the person is a normal child, but there's like these humans living on their head, and there's like the civilization on this character's head. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Just something stupid. Anyways, Kosugui, through his weakness and through kind of realizing that if he were to fuck this up as his first shot, it kind of makes him look really bad. And so Namine's kind of put him in a really shitty position, but he's going to roll with the fucking punches for right now, which is really depressing. And we also know by the end of this episode that Aoki did get a new serialization. And it's between Hirama and Namine who's going to get the next one. Now, because Namine, I heard, is such a bitch-ass, crazy motherfucker, something tells me Namine is going to be the one who gets the serialization, and then Hirama is probably going to be the one who doesn't, which then leads into more ridiculous comedy-related shit with him and Aoki and Yoshida being a dick. Which kind of irks me if he does, because I think even Hattori mentioned it. This thing overlaps with PCP so goddamn much. And the thing is that you can't have a series that has that same kind of setup as the other series. But then again, you have series like Mangaka Box, Sket Dance, and fucking Gintama that all have almost that same exact kind of setup. Well, not so Mangaka Box anymore, but I guess maybe when Mangaka Box first came out, it had a very similar Sket Dance feel to it. The same thing as Sket Dance has a Gintama feel to it. So I guess just because a series has a feel to another series doesn't necessarily mean you couldn't do it. So maybe that's what it is. I don't really know. So maybe they can get it. That's probably why Namine would probably be able to get away with it. And you can tell the arc is based around that character, so it's not really a cliffhanger to show, oh, well, this might happen, and these characters might do such and such. I'm like, pretty sure Namine is going to get serialized, and Hirama is going to have to go back to the drawing board. Usually how that shit kind of works now, isn't it? I kind of hope they show, from what I heard, there is going to be more of them. I hope that means that there won't be any more, that Yoshida isn't going to keep doing this, where I actually just get genuine moments with Hirama and Aoki, because that's what I'm looking forward to. It actually would be kind of interesting if they did a joint manga. Whether they're going to do that or not, I doubt it, but it'd be kind of cool if they did. Anyways, as far as the episode's concerned, okay. I'm a little tired. Actually, I'm pretty fucking tired. As I said, it's almost 7 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to cut it here. So please send me your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Namine, you can eat a dick. Just no bullshit, you can just eat a dick, Namine. Tell me how you feel about the unorthodox battle manga, and if you can mention any, that'd be cool to mention in the description. Comments. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Keep on drawing. This has been the Vlogs again for your boy Terrell, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.